Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Ox Talks. It's Sunday, April 7th, 2024. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Hopefully spending some time with family and loved ones. I want to do a quick show today, just say hi, discuss a couple things that happened, things I experienced over the last few days with my mom, who was hospitalized. And I think there's a story to be learned in this, so I wanted to share it with all of you. Again, it's a weekend. I hope that you took some time this weekend to go through your preparations, to go through your security measures, to go through the procedure that you're going to implement with your family when, not if, but when an emergency situation unfolds. Are you organized? Do you know what your protocol is going to be? Because in the event of something taking place that is unforeseen, i.e. an emergency, we need to have some kind of procedures in place to deal with these things. I want to first start off by saying thank you for watching the show and subscribing to my channel. We're growing the community. Check your subscribers again, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. I see, every time we get above a certain number, it pulls back 10 subscribers. I don't know if that's just by chance, if there's some attrition. It's not that big of a deal at the end of the day, but it's curious to me. Those that aren't subscribed, please, if you like the content, subscribe to the channel. We're growing the community. So let's start off today. And by the way, share the videos, please, with family, friends, coworkers, colleagues, anybody who will watch this material and want to find out what's happening, what's going on with the economy, what's going on with geopolitical events. How do you maybe consider some preparations for you and your family, some health and fitness. I try to cover those aspects on this channel. It's not just doom and gloom, economics. Yes, we're going through some tough times. Yes, it's going to get tougher, I believe, in the coming months and year, maybe even beyond that. But that being said, let's jump into a situation that happened with my mom. Let me go back a week. A week ago yesterday, so last Saturday, I was over at my mom's house, as I do every weekend. I go over there and I help her out. She's 84 years old, and actually she's 82 years old. And, she needs help. She has some physical ailments. She has diabetes. She has some neuropathy issues, lots of problems. And so I go and I help her out every weekend for a few hours, spend some time with her, visit, do things that she just has has a tough time doing. That's what we all should be doing, by the way, as siblings, as family. We need to take care of those in our family that are in need, because you know what? Someday we will all be there. Someday we will all need this assistance, that assistance. And you can only hope you can call upon a family, a member, or a loved one that will step up and assist you in a time of need. So please, if you're not doing that with family, consider doing it. Pay attention to what's happening with your parents, with your brothers and sisters, with those in your circle. So let me share this story with you. I was at her house last Saturday, and she has two cats. And she was doing something with the cat, combing it or cleaning it or something, and the cat bit her on the ankle. Now, my mom has diabetes, and, I didn't think much of it. I quickly got some alcohol on, the cat punctured her, several puncture wounds into her ankle, like lower Achilles area, and put a Band-Aid on it, didn't think much of it. Well, evidently, the next couple of days it started to get infected, started to bother her. And my family was over there seeing her on Monday and said it was not looking too great, this wound area. They dressed it again, told her to go to the doctor the next day. This was Monday. They said, go Tuesday morning to the doctor. I was busy working. I didn't even hear about that. So now we fast forward to Wednesday afternoon. I am driving home from my evening workout. I get a call from my mom, and she says, look, this cat bite has become infected. It's now become very red, and it's moved around to the front of my leg. I have this very, very severe redness, a lot of swelling. What should I do? Well, not a doctor, but I said, look at, Mom, you've got to, have your dinner, get a good book, and go immediately to the emergency room, which is not far from her. And I said, go to the emergency room and get it looked at immediately. Not an urgent care, but go to the local hospital here and have it looked at. Well, she did. She promised me she would do that. She did not. I called her Thursday morning before I left for the office, and I asked her how it went with the ER, what they said. And she said, well, I didn't go. I got really tired, and so I'm going to go today. And she told me it wasn't doing any better. She seemed kind of out of it, sounded kind of groggy. I said, go immediately down there. So now we're last Thursday. I get a call Thursday midday from her that she's been admitted to the hospital, that the infection that she had from this cat biting her, whatever cats, had become more severe. They immediately admitted her in the hospital, put an IV in her, and started doing tests, blood work, etc., etc. She had to stay overnight for a full almost 36 hours while they gave her very, very strong antibiotics. They did further testing, and thankfully, the antibiotics caught it soon enough. Now, granted, this was almost 5 days she let that, let's say, get worse without dealing with it, even with her medical conditions. She was very, very fortunate, but they caught it in time. It did not spread into the surrounding tissue or thankfully to the bone. A CT scan revealed. So I went and picked her up Friday evening from the hospital. She had 5 different prescriptions I had to go and pick up for her that I had to fill, that they had to give her to continue to combat this infection. So look, and she's home now. I went and saw her today. She's stable. It's getting better. The swelling is going down. She has other issues now arising from that. I won't go into details, but the point is, it was very stressful on her body at her age. And what's the lesson? What's the takeaway here? What I wanted to share this, why I wanted to share this with all of you is that I've discussed this before on the channel relative to preparations. And we talk about having backup medical supplies. If you have a condition like diabetes or a heart condition or whatever, what can you do to have some additional medications on hand? Let's talk about antibiotics. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just reporting a situation that happened in my family over the last few days, and it could have become very serious. Thankfully, she had access to the emergency room. She had access to, I guess there were 4 different doctors that were all looking at the test results and treating her. But thankfully, they were all available. The system was up and running. The pharmacy was up and running. I was able to go and pick up her prescription for her. And so it ended, I suppose you could say, with a happy ending or on a happy note. However, what if the doctors weren't available? What if she would have been bitten by the cat? Look, we all love our animals, our dogs, our cats, but the reality of this is they carry certain germs in their saliva, like every living, breathing thing does. Cats are rummaging in the cat box, the cat litter with their claws. They're cleaning themselves. And look, if you get an animal bite and you get an infection, it can become very, very serious. It's like cutting yourself with a knife or stepping on a rusty nail. They did give her a tetanus shot at the hospital. They did treat her with very, very, very strong antibiotics intravenously for 36 hours. And they were concerned about her. They were concerned because of her diabetic condition that she could have lost her foot or even a portion of her leg had that spread into the surrounding tissue. And that was with her having full access to medical care. If a grid down situation is underway, if there's not access or interruption to medical care and you're not able to quickly get to a doctor and access antibiotics, what are you going to do in that scenario? If you have animals, you need to be careful. You need to just let this be a warning and a lesson to you. that it would make some sense if you can secure some form of antibiotics that prophylactic type antibiotics that could be used in the event of something like this happening when there's no access to medical care. So that is my rant for today, family story. It's taken, my attention for several days here. I've been really busy with projects at the office, been working all weekend on some very complicated business agreements, trying to draft those with this on my mind and dealing with it. Hey, look, it's fine. We step up to the plate when we need to help family, friends, loved ones, things. We just take care of business, right? Responsibility calls, but let that be a lesson to all of us, please, relative to what can happen. We take things for granted, being able to access the emergency room, be able to go to the pharmacy and pick up a prescription for an antibiotic if we have an infection. And I'm telling you, that is not always the case. So I'll leave it there on that one today and shift gears into my second topic for today, and that is the security of the United States. On a tangent, I was watching a video just a few minutes ago that was posted on YouTube about in Pima County. I think Pima County is in Arizona. We talk about the crime in this country becoming worse. A lot of it's attributed to the influx of illegal immigrants into this country that are just straight up criminals, gang members, just bad actors who have no intention of doing anything other than basically terrorize this country and inflict crime and mayhem and pain on the United States citizens. And the story of this video I saw, I have no idea what this person's background was, but this guy is in Pima, Arizona at a Comfort Inn or some hotel, and he has a sword. He has a sword. And the guy is waving this sword around the parking lot. Someone calls the police. They show up. They have their body cameras on, and they are talking to this guy. And they're very, very, very cordial. This guy's probably, 25, 30 feet away from them. The sword is in its sheath at that moment. He's holding the sword in front of him, resting the tip on the ground. And they're talking to him very, very calmly, and they're asking him what he's doing and why can't he practice his techniques in the confines of his room or his house or somewhere else, so he's not giving people alarm and concern. And he starts to rant. He's very, very unintelligible, probably drugged up. And the bottom line is this guy draws the sword from the sheath and charges these police officers. These guys were quick on the draw, and they put some shots into him, took him down, and that was where the body cam video shut off. But, here we have people literally losing it. The guy seemed like he was probably on something, but look, we don't know. Did he have something else going on with him? Probably, but he charged these police officers with a sword, and they shot him. And look, I'm seeing some other articles posted on, I think, some other, maybe Zero Hedge, some other stories today about crime at Chick-fil-A, a shooting I think happened in Chicago at a Chipotle restaurant because there was a fight over this guy's order. Look, we are becoming a lawless society. More cities, some cities more than others, but across the United States, we are seeing crime increase. What are you guys doing to protect yourself and your family? I sure hope that you are availing yourself of every legal option available to you, to have tools available to you, whatever it is, whether it's in your jurisdiction, do your own research, comply with the laws in your state and your county and your area. But whatever it is, whether it's bear spray, whether it's tasers, or whether it's sidearms, you guys have got to think about a situation. If you got charged with a guy with a sword, is hand-to-hand combat skills going to solve that problem for you? I don't know. I'll let you make that determination. But it seems to me that you need to have an option available, immediately deployable, that you are trained with, that you can keep enough distance between someone like that and yourself or your children or your wife or your mom or whoever it is that is important to you. because something bad can happen like that. So look at stuff's unfolding. Let's just keep a watch on it. I wanted to share that with you today, and that leads me into the story I saw on Zero Hedge about the intelligence community in this country now warning recently of possible threats to public gatherings across the United States. And this is on Zero Hedge today. This morning, the article was released. It says in early March, FBI Director Chris Wray warned a Senate panel that dangerous individuals had entered the United States illegally at the southern border. We know that's happening by the tens of thousands, all different nationalities, Guatemalans and Chinese and whatever, you name it. Take your pick. They're coming over. It says we have had dangerous individuals entering the United States, have a variety of sources, Ray said, at the annual Worldwide Threats Congressional hearings. It says, fast forward to Friday, an ABC News report citing a U.S. intelligence bulletin warns that, quote, radicals in the United States might respond to ISIS calls for similar attacks in the wake of last month's deadly terrorist attack at a concert hall in Moscow. It says the bulletin said lone wolves might be compelled to attack public venues. Following the attack at a popular concert hall complex near Moscow last month, we all know about that. It says it warned that individuals who are not members of ISIS could also unleash attacks. The article goes on to say, given this new warning and what has the national intelligence community up at night is the current administration's disastrous open southern borders policy that's allowing immigrants to flood the nation with millions of unvetted migrants, a lot of whom are military-aged men from countries that deeply hate America. It says the hearing last month with Ray emphasized how the nation is more vulnerable than ever because open southern borders have allowed bad actors to infiltrate deep within the borders under the guise of migrants. Just days ago, a U.S. counterterrorism official told the New York Post that ISIS-K terrorists are growing bolder and its members could be preparing to flood the nation through the southern border. The source warned, this is a quote, an attack on U.S. soil is definitely a possibility. Meanwhile, a rogue Iranian assassin is already roaming the United States, evidently hunting for current and former government officials. It says, and remember last month when New York Governor Kathy Hochul mobilized 1,000 National Guard troops down to the New York subway system. They're talking about because it was for crime. And this article suggests that it probably was due to the terrorist threats. I mean, that's speculation, but I want to share this information with you. It is a U.S. intelligence bulletin that came out on Friday. So what does that mean for all of us? I'm not going to tell you guys what to do, where to go, how to spend your time. I would, from my perspective, am I going to avoid public gatherings? Sure, I normally do. I'm not a fan of crowds and a lot of people around me. But look at, in certain places, you cannot even carry your sidearm, assuming you're legal to carry. You can't even carry it. You are totally vulnerable in most of those public gathering places, concerts, arenas, things like that. You cannot even carry in those places. You can't have anything on you, any kind of self-defense tool. So you are at your most vulnerable state, and those are the places, guys, that they're going to hit first. So again, it's not alarmist per se. It's not doom and gloom. It's just common sense. Take heed of what is happening now, the warnings we're being given, and take it seriously. Everyone, just be careful out there. We are embarking on a lot of uncertain times. Last Friday, I did a video a couple days ago about supposedly Iran was going to be attacking Israel in the next 48 hours. They projected from Friday. Nothing's happened yet. It's been a pretty quiet weekend I've seen. But look, we should all welcome peace. We should all welcome quiet and not, outright mayhem, because look, it's probably going to come. So are you taking all proper steps now to obtain the gear you need, to obtain the security tools you need. Because look at, a second after something like this happens, this stuff will be gone. You won't be able to get it. There won't be any more firearms available. There won't be any more ammunition available. It will literally come to a halt. So I'll leave it there. I'm a little long today, 20 minutes. Thanks for letting me rant about my mom's situation. Look, she's good as of today. Infection has definitely gotten better in the leg, but it could have gone the other way. And thank goodness, again, she had access to good medical care, good antibiotics, IV antibiotics that got into her system quickly. Think about it. Think about it, please. I did do a workout this morning, 60 minutes, full body workout. I'm down about, 15, 16 pounds since January. It might be more than that. So look, I'm not just sitting here preaching to you guys. I am actually doing this on a daily basis. I'm eating well. I'm working out. I'm watching, the things that I do. And look, are there cheat days? Absolutely. Do we enjoy some sweets and some unhealthy foods? Sure. But you have to overall make a game plan to be healthy. Keep your diet clean. Get those workouts in, the steps, the exercise. When this thing goes really, really bad, whether it's economic collapse, whether it's a political issue that happens, or war, or attacks on U.S. soil, we need to be healthy. Because if you are literally obese, if you're on the couch, if you don't have any stamina, you don't have a strong immune system, you're not going to fare well. That is just a reality. You will become a casualty. So take it seriously, please, all of you. I'll leave it there today. I should be able to do several videos this week. This week's, I'll be in the office most of the week working on projects. It's next week that I have a whole lot of depositions I'm taking, so it's going to be a bit more sporadic. With that being said, I'll leave it there. Again, have a great rest of your Sunday, and God bless to all of you. Thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.